5 minutes? Okay, good. It's working out. How about this? I've noticed that some of you have different skin tones than the rest of us. How many white people are in the room right now? How many black people are in the room right now? Okay. I really hope there are no white people in the room, because this is white. If you look like this, I mean, rest in peace. You're dead. And no one's really... Is there anyone here that's this color? I don't see anyone that is absolutely black. Actually,
hey, listen.
A lot of people ask, if we all came from Adam and Eve, then how do we have different races? Why do we have different skin colors? And why are there all these different people groups all over the earth? That proves that we couldn't have all come from Adam and Eve, and the Bible's not true, and Christianity is just based off of myths. And actually, at the beginning of the 20th century, biology textbooks were highly influenced by Darwin's theory of evolution, and they taught that there were different levels of human. They taught that apes, ape-like ancestors evolved to different levels in different parts of the earth. So this is what they would say, because obviously these are European and American textbooks. They would say that whites, they call Caucasians, are way up here. Really evolved, really advanced brains, at the top of the evolutionary chain, because the authors were white, so they had to say that. Then they'd say Asians around here, yellow skin, longer nose, Australian Aborigines down here, and then they'd say that what they called Negroids, or black people, were way down here. Some people actually thought that Negroids, so they called, were closer to apes than humans, which is horrible. And Christians thought this too, because Christians accepted Darwin's theory of evolution. Luckily, that's been fixed now. The scientists, the evolutionary scientists, finally caught up to the Bible, and they realized that we're all actually one race. See, between any two people of us in here, there's about a 2% difference in our genetic makeup. If you take anyone from in here, or any two people from anywhere around the world, even if they're in the same people group, there's only a 2% genetic difference. The differences, though, that account for what we call racial differences, like eye shape, skin tone, that's only about 0.012% of genetic difference. The genetics there that accounts for that is a smaller difference than there is between any two of us. Most so-called racial differences are just cultural. But that still doesn't quite answer how we all have these different skin tones and such if we came from Adam and Eve. Did you know that sometimes two people who are middle brown color will marry and have a black kid and a white kid? We actually have in our genes, we have in our DNA genes that determine our skin tone along with other factors. But it's possible someone with a lot of genetic variation could have children of many different skin tones. So it's likely that Adam and Eve were probably middle brown, because then they could have white kids, they could have yellow kids, they could have red kids, they could have all sorts of different colors of kids. Because they just had that genetic variation. But basically we all just have the pigment melanin, which is brown. So we're all just really different shades of brown. None of us are actually white and black. And can anyone think of some biblical event that would have caused the population to separate so that these different people groups could develop. Because if we all just stuck together, we'd probably all be middle ground. We'd still be middle ground because we'd have the same genetics we'd keep intermingling. The Bible says that at the Tower of Babel, in Genesis 10 and 11, God confused the languages of people on the earth and separated them. So these different people groups went to different places and they got isolated. That's something we call a genetic bottleneck. And so those different people were isolated within their families, within their languages, and so they lost the genetic information for other traits. That's why some Asians have squinty eyes and some people have darker skin and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it.
If you want to know more about any of these topics, just let me know. Spencer has a huge resource bookshelf at home, and he's willing to let you check out stuff from, like, tell me what you want, and I can bring it, and you can borrow it, so you can read and find out more information.
So thanks for coming.
Bye, guys.